Tonight, SmackDown rolls into the Mile High City. You are looking live at what is a jam-packed Ball Arena live from Denver, Colorado. We are just days removed from an extraordinary Royal Rumble event in Madison Square Garden, where SmackDown superstar Ilya Dragunov and the franchise John Cena were the final two men left standing in the 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. Moments after the ring general Gunther was eliminated by his rival in John Cena, these two superstars came toe-to-toe. Ilya Dragunov striking first with a torpedo Moscow and punching his ticket to the grandest stage of them all. The man Dragon has seen trials and tribulations for months here on SmackDown, but tonight we will know Ilya Dragunov's WrestleMania decision. Which champion does he choose to face in Philadelphia? We find out right here tonight on SmackDown. And of course, this past Sunday, a new World Heavyweight Champion in Drew McIntyre was crowned. We will take a closer look at those events later tonight, but also in your main event, Sheamus, Randy Orton, Gunther, John Cena. It's a four-man elimination contest. The winner will be crowned #1 contender for Drew McIntyre's World Heavyweight Championship on the 9th of February at the Elimination Chamber. And kicking us off in moments, high stakes, high reward, as the Women's Tag Team Championships are set to be defended. Cora Jade from Raw, Roxanne Perez from SmackDown. They come together to challenge the Kabuki Warriors live right here in Denver. Inside the Ball Arena, here in the Mile High City, the Women's Tag Team Championships are set to be defended. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and this woman, a former Women's World Champion and the 2024 Women's Superstar of the Year, Roxanne Perez, is looking to bring home a new piece of hardware. We take you back to last Thursday night on SmackDown, where Perez, alongside Cora Jade in her corner, went one-on-one with Asuka. You see Cora on the outside, exposing the turnbuckle and the steel underneath of it. The Prodigy taking the most advantage, slamming Asuka right into the steel, and the former Women's World Champion scoring an upset victory over the veteran in the Empress of Tomorrow. That was, of course, just days removed from an ambush on Monday Night Raw by Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade against Asuka and Io Sky. Io Sky not in the building tonight. Kairi Sane, who has had her own issues with Roxanne Perez of the Kabuki Warriors. Kairi stepping in to team up alongside Asuka and defend those women's tag team titles. Roxanne Perez, of course, did not come to Denver alone. She's got maybe her one and only friend in this entire universe. And it's a Monday Night Raw representative, former WWE Women's Champion and 2024 Money in the Bank holder, Cora Jade. Well, Jade with a very unsuccessful outing in the Royal Rumble match this past Sunday. And although it is Monday Night Raw business, we will take you to what happened just a few short nights ago. Cora Jade ambushing the woman who eliminated her in the Royal Rumble matchup, that being Jade Cargill, backstage on Raw on Monday. Jade Cargill was set for a tag team matchup, was unable to compete thanks to this attack by Cora. Of course, it was these two individuals who started the Women's Royal Rumble matchup. Cora Jade eliminated in mere minutes by one Jade Cargill. Certainly was an upset. Certainly nobody expected Cora Jade to be sent out of the ring so early as she was, especially looking at her accolades in 2024. Cora Jade continuing to make a list of enemies a mile long, as is Roxanne Perez, and now they're in the crosshairs of the Kabuki Warriors. If it's a tag team title opportunity they want, well, they played their cards correct. It's a tag team title opportunity they're gonna get. But they better be careful, because Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez just may be playing with fire. The ever dangerous, the ever unpredictable Asuka and Kairi Sane defending the Women's Tag Team Championships tonight for the Kabuki Warriors. Kairi Sane and Roxanne Perez with an issue stemming out of War Games back in November. Of course, Roxanne had teamed up alongside the Kabuki Warriors collectively in Asuka, Kairi, and Io. It was Kairi Sane who was pinned in that War Games matchup. Roxanne Perez extremely ticked off about it, thought War Games was her opportunity to finally put Raquel Rodriguez behind her. Unfortunately, the victory for Raquel and company on that night only catapulted Raquel to a Women's World Championship matchup 2 weeks ago, which she, of course, made the most of. Kairi Sane and Roxanne Perez with a looming issue. Roxanne Perez losing the Women's World Championship just a few weeks ago, but now eyes up the Kabuki Warriors alongside her sister of Raw, that being Cora Jade. Well, Jade and Perez know a thing or two about holding championship gold. 2024 is a breakout year for those individuals. Will 2025 start off with a new set of tag team titles around their waist, or will those championships remain around the waist of Asuka and Kairi Sane of the Kabuki Warriors? Let's send things down to Mike Rome for your championship introductions.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the team of Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, and their opponents, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Kairi Sane and Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors.
All four of these women competing in the Royal Rumble matchup this past Sunday. Both Asuka and Kairi Sane falling casualty to NXT standout in the beautiful madness that is known as Julia, who participated in the Royal Rumble matchup. Roxanne Perez was the 29th entrant, was eliminated in just the final few of that contest. But the Royal Rumble is now behind us, and these four women look for one common goal, and that's the Women's Tag Team Championships that are on the line as we kick things off on Thursday Night SmackDown. I want to thank you for joining us live tonight from a jam-packed ball arena right here in the mile-high city of Denver. We are in the home of NBA champion Denver Nuggets. We are, of course, on the road to WrestleMania that kicked off this past Sunday night at the Royal Rumble. Couple of pit stops on the horizon. Most importantly, Sunday night, February the 9th, when we head to Toronto for the Elimination Chamber. Plenty of news on the Elimination Chamber to be made throughout the evening, but right now, Asuka and Kairi Sane, sole focus is on the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Asuka and Kairi not going to take this challenge lightly tonight. They understand the two former champions stand across the ring from them. And Asuka, who's a decorated champion in her own right, is looking to get back not only that victory from last week, but to pay Perez and Cora back for that ambush just a few weeks back on Raw. The Kabuki Warriors collectively, whether it's Asuka, Io, or Kairi included as well, have held those Women's Tag Team Championships since the month of September at the Queen of the Ring event. They took down Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark to win the championship gold. They've since retained them against Baszler and Stark in a rematch. They have turned away Bayley and Becky Lynch, the Unholy Union, Katana Chance, and Kaden Carter. And now, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez may be next on their hit list. Roxanne Perez has been fighting a battle in enemy territory the last few minutes. The Kabuki Warriors causing one-way traffic here on Thursday Night SmackDown. Roxanne Perez with no answer. She had to expect this aggression out of the Women's Tag Team Champions after the actions of those two brats in Perez and Cora the last few weeks. Cora Jade, of course, welcomed here on SmackDown tonight to compete for the Women's Tag Team Championships, a title that is mutual between both brands here in the WWE. There's Roxanne exploding out of the corner. And for Roxanne Perez, losing the Women's World Championship just a few weeks ago, what a way it would be to bounce back if she could take home tag team title hardware here tonight on SmackDown. Voted by you, the fans, the 2024 Women's Superstar of the Year for good reason. Started making some waves on Raw in the early part of last year, was drafted to SmackDown, and within months found herself #1 contender for the championship, and of course won the Women's World title on one of the biggest stages in the WWE calendar, that being last year's SummerSlam. Of course, it was the same night that her tag team partner, Cora Jade, cashed in Money in the Bank and won the WWE Women's Championship. Cora and Roxanne, two breakout stars of last year, now looking for a feather in the cap of 2025. In the early part of January, Asuka almost stealing the victory away from Cora Jade, who just celebrated a birthday the other day. The late birthday present it could be for one generation of Jade, as she's got Asuka on her knees and begging for mercy. Take nothing away from the talents of Cora and Roxanne, but we will take away of those kind of actions. Notorious for cheap shots and underhanded tactics. Cora Jade, who's been dealing with an issue with Bianca Belair for months on Monday Night Raw, now into the line of fire of Jade Cargill after Monday night. And now, dealing with the Kabuki Warriors the last few weeks, trying to get the Women's Tag Team Championships away from Asuka, Kairi, and company. Gonna be easier said than done. Cora Jade better be careful who she messes with and what fire she starts. Asuka and Kairi Sane have seen some challenges, and they are willing to turn away anybody who steps up trying to take away their championship gold. Cora Jade, for the first time, set in enemy territory, explodes out of the corner, brings Asuka down to the canvas with force. And this one's not over yet, but a close call. Nearly new tag team champions crowned here in the Mile High City. Still to come tonight on SmackDown, we will determine Drew McIntyre's first challenger for his newly won World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena, Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Gunther will compete in a four-corner elimination matchup in your main event. The winner is moving right along to Sunday night, February the 9th, to challenge McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship in Toronto at the Elimination Chamber. Of course, McIntyre winning that title this past Sunday at the Royal Rumble. We will take a closer look at the very disturbing events of the last man standing matchup between McIntyre and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes moments prior to our main event later this evening here on SmackDown. Right now, the task at hand is the Women's Tag Team Championships. Roxanne Perez, once again the legal competitor. Asuka reminded of the events of last week and not looking to see a satisfying victory on the opposing side of the ring for the Prodigy and Cora. Tying Roxanne up in a octopus-like submission hold here. Perez better find a way out of it, and she does. Roxanne, like her or not, just continues to get better inside of that ring. But it caught Asuka slipping there. Impaler DDT. To crown new tag team champions. It's not over yet. Over the last few weeks here in the WWE, tag team championship titles have changed hands across both brands. Over on Monday Night Raw, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn recently defeating the Judgment Day to win the World Tag Team titles. This past Sunday, Nathan Frazier and Axiom defeating Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio to win the WWE Tag Team titles, courtesy of SmackDown. Will there be another tag team title change right here tonight on the Thursday evening affairs? Roxanne, combination in the corner, but not enough to keep Asuka down. Once again, set in enemy territory, not where she wants to be. Roxanne messed with Kairi Sane a few weeks ago. Now Kairi's about to get her payback. Oh no! Roxanne caught up in a Kabuki Warriors offense and a massive elbow drop from the top. That was more than an insane elbow. That was like the ultimate insane elbow. But unfortunately, Cora Jade ensuring that there won't be a tag team championship loss just yet. Massive maneuver out of the arsenal by the Kabuki Warriors as Roxanne Perez in desperate need of a tag. This matchup, you gotta believe, would have been over if it weren't for Cora Jade still being on the soles of her boots. Roxanne Perez, the former Women's World Champion, 2024 Women's Superstar of the Year, is in trouble. Hoisted on top by the Empress of Tomorrow. Massive DDT! Well, we saw Asuka get planted with that Impaler DDT a few moments ago. Roxanne nearly impaled into the canvas. Pop rocks! How she pinned Asuka last week on SmackDown, and maybe would have got her again if it weren't for Kairi Sane. Oh, another cheap shot. Perez saw an opportunity and took it, just as she did to deliver that pop rocks on Asuka. Asuka may have survived thanks to the waiting arms of Kairi Sane, but damage clearly done off the pop rocks, and now a tag made to Cora Jade from Monday Night Raw. Asuka on wobbly legs, Cora double underhook, DDT of her own. And I think we got new champs on the horizon. Not just yet, Asuka's still alive. Cora Jade damn near in disbelief that Asuka was able to shake off the cobwebs just at the last second. But certainly the crowd here in Denver, Colorado, ever appreciative of the action between these two duos. Cora Jade overcommitting with a double senton that time, and now Asuka's got her right back into the Kabuki Warriors corner. Cora Jade down and out momentarily, but will Asuka be able to shake off the cobwebs enough to be able to get the Kabuki Warriors back into this matchup? Tag made to the Sky Pirate Kairi Sane. Cora Jade once again set of the ropes in tandem offense by the tag team champions. Just when you thought the tag team titles were about to change hands, Cora dropping Asuka right on her dome. Kairi and Asuka showing that there is a phoenix inside of them ready to rise at any given moment. Another tag made to the veteran in Asuka, who has got to be itching to get back that victory from last week. Upset by Roxanne Perez, thanks to the underhanded tactics of the woman she's in the ring with right now. Nothing fancy about Asuka's offense right here. A kick right to the side of the dome and smashing right down on the arm of Cora Jade. Just trying to beat down her opponent, get her pound of flesh. Asuka infuriated after what happened last week. On top of the ambush from Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago, this means business for the Kabuki Warriors tonight. Cora once again set to the corner. Cora Jade creating some separation on Kairi Sane. Down she goes! Asuka knocked off the apron, thanks to Cora. Kairi Sane, within an instance, was looking up at the lights of the Ball Arena, and now trapped by Cora and sent down with a DDT. Into the cover. Do we have new champions? Yes, we do. Jade and Roxanne take home the gold. Well, you don't have to like their actions. You don't have to like their attitudes. I think they're a couple of young brats pushing their weight around. But at the end of the day, the result reads one thing. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez once again are holders of hardware, the new Women's Tag Team Champions.
Here are your winners, the team of Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade.
Well, only a few weeks without championship gold for the Prodigy here on SmackDown, and two women who really broke out on the scene in 2024 now are entering 2025 winning the Women's Tag Team titles. While they might have had unsuccessful outings in the Royal Rumble this past Sunday, this was certainly one way to get back on track. Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, your new Women's Tag Team Champions.
You spin me round so I can
Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. It's a better time than any to become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and punch your ticket to the road to WrestleMania. Channel member exclusive live event that is coming your way Saturday, February the 15th. Hit the join button down below or the link up in the cards. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and we will see you at the road to WrestleMania. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, we need some cameras backstage. Something's going on back there between Austin Theory and Randy Orton. Well, Theory ambushing the Apex Predator. Well, of course, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Randy Orton returned for the first time since he was taken out by Theory back on Halloween night and cost Theory the United States Championship. Well, these two men exchanged during the Royal Rumble match on Sunday. Orton's got a match here tonight, but Austin Theory is looking to take Randy Orton out of the equation. A steel chair attack, dropping Orton on the floor. Oh! Well, you remember what Orton said on social media. He said he was going to make Austin Theory wait and ponder when he was going to strike. It looks like Austin Theory thought he might as well strike first against the cold-hearted Apex Predator. Well, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can track down Randy Orton and get an update on the Viper. He's in action in your main event, or at least supposed to be. Developing story between Theory and Orton here on SmackDown. But we got other business to attend to as the United States Champion is on the scene in the Mile High City.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, the WWE United States Champion,
Well, at least we saw with our own eyes Austin Theory ambushed Randy Orton in the backstage area moments ago. What we didn't see was who ambushed Trick Williams 7 nights ago here on SmackDown. We take you back to last week. Trick Williams was scheduled for a matchup against the Aussie icon Grayson Waller, but clearly Williams in no condition to compete after what was supposedly an ambush that Carmelo Hayes believed was done by one Grayson Waller. A lot of issues stemming out of the #1 Contenders Gauntlet match several weeks back. Melo filling in for his buddy Trick Williams in this contest was extra aggressive against Waller, who, as we mentioned, he assumed was the one who took out Trick. Carmelo Hayes with a big-time victory over again Grayson Waller last week. Waller was certainly not satisfied in that defeat, ambushing the former United States Champion after the bell. Well, the current United States Champion, Jey Uso, tried to come to the save, and he did, taking out Grayson Waller, but everybody seemingly is an enemy, and everybody is seemingly a target as Carmelo Hayes laid out Jey moments later.
And his opponents from Sydney, Australia, weighing in at 206 pounds, Grayson Waller.
Well, the Aussie icon Grayson Waller was eliminated for the #1 Contenders Gauntlet several weeks ago by one Trick Williams. He then challenged Trick to a one-on-one matchup that was supposed to take place last week. After we saw the carnage that Trick Williams was clearly bestowed upon in the backstage area, Carmelo Hayes immediately assumed it had to be by the hands of one Grayson Waller. Trick Williams was, of course, in the Royal Rumble matchup, got his hands on Waller at one point, but was eliminated by that egotistical Aussie icon. Nonetheless, Jey and Waller crossing paths last week, and now the United States... Hold on, wait a minute. Well, speaking of the devil, Trick Williams is in the Ball Arena. And it looks like he's coming out here to get a little closer look at the culprit, the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller. Oh, look at Trick. He's playing it cool right now. He said, do your thing, Grayson. You have your match with Jey. I'm just going to come here to ringside, get a little closer look. Well, this is some veteran experience out of Trick Williams. A young superstar with a veteran mindset, we shall say, making Grayson Waller wait, making him sweat a little bit. Trick gonna take a seat here at ringside and eye up Grayson Waller, who again we assume was the one who attacked Trick 7 nights ago. Well, nonetheless, Waller with an opportunity at hand here in this non-title matchup against the United States Champion main event, Jey Uso. Jey Uso, of course, involved in the Royal Rumble matchup this past Sunday as well. Was eliminated by the inevitable winner, the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. And of course, by the end of tonight, will make his WrestleMania decision. Will he challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship here on SmackDown, or will he challenge for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw? We'll hear from Dragunov by the end of tonight's event. Right now, Grayson Waller with Trick Williams in his line of fire on the outside of the ring. Jey Uso inside of the ring. The Aussie icon, although is going to be feeling the heat from Trick and Mello and even Jey, has got to focus on the task at hand. If he pins the United States Champion here, you got to believe the Aussie icon's going to find himself #1 contender for the red, white, blue, and gold. You look at Trick Williams, somebody who was shouted out by Jey Uso on social media a few weeks back for that incredible performance that Trick had in that gauntlet match. Grayson Waller off the top rope, massive leg drop right on the throat, on the chest cavity, it seemed, of the United States Champion. Jey Uso feeling a sense of urgency after that, trying to fight through the pain, let adrenaline fuel him, and dish some fight right back to Waller. Jey Uso told Trick on social media a few weeks ago that he thinks Trick deserves a United States Championship matchup. Clearly that might have got under the skin of Grayson Waller. And now, Waller is dealing with main event Jey. Jey all kinds of fired up in the middle of the Mile High City. Grayson Waller ever aggressive as this match begun. A lot of that may have to do with, as we mentioned, that sounds like a broken record, really feeling the heat, feeling the pressure as Trick Williams is now looming at ringside here. Jey Uso looking to rev up the engines, running over Waller again. Jey Uso has held that United States Championship since October the 31st, Halloween night here on SmackDown, where he defeated Carmelo Hayes. Jey Uso has been a great United States Champion, retained the title against Austin Theory a few weeks ago as well. And now, sending Waller to the outside. Well, we are in the Mile High City. Jey Uso looking to soar into the clouds, over the top rope and takes out Waller. Right in front of Trick nonetheless. Trick grinning ear to ear, looking at the casualty that is Grayson Waller at ringside. The United States Champion will do anything he's got to do to secure victory here tonight on SmackDown. Took out Grayson Waller last week after Waller ambushed Carmelo Hayes after that contest. And now these two men meet between the ropes, and Jey looking to get the job done. Only a 1 count that time. Got to give credit where credit's due. Grayson Waller, former tag team champion and Dusty Rhodes tag team class winner with his old tag team partner in Austin Theory, now looking to do some work on his own here on SmackDown. Jey Uso really revving up the engines a few minutes ago, but Grayson Waller looking to turn the tables. Look at Waller starting to unload on the United States Champion here. And wait a minute, Trick Williams has seen enough. Well, Trick Williams running inside of the ring, ambushing Grayson Waller. Well, this matchup gonna be thrown out. Referee John Cone left with no choice. Grayson Waller's gonna win this matchup via disqualification here. Well, obviously, we said Trick Williams was walking down here with a veteran mindset a few minutes ago, but clearly the environment getting the best of him. Trick itching to get his hands on Waller. Trick shot. Grayson's gonna feel that one on Friday morning, and wait a minute! Well, Carmelo Hayes ambushing Jey at the top of the aisleway. Second week in a row, Mello leaves Jey laying. Trick laying out Waller. Mello with his eyes on the United States title. It is every superstar's dream of headlining the biggest event of the year, WrestleMania. And for many, this may be the final chance to capture that dream. On Sunday night, February the 9th, the unforgiving steel, the miles of chain, the structure known as Satan's prison is back. The city of Toronto and the eyes watching around the world will bear witness to one of the most grueling nights on the WWE calendar. If survival is the only option, then these men and women will scratch and claw, hoping to be the final being left standing and one step closer to immortality. Sunday, February 9th, Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the Elimination Chamber. We want to take you back to the closing moments of the Women's Royal Rumble matchup this past Sunday night in New York City. The returning Nia Jax, eliminated by SmackDown's Io Sky, only to turn around into the waiting arms of Monday Night Raw's Nightmare, Rhea Ripley, and the former Women's Champion, eliminating Io in the closing moments to secure her spot for a championship match in Philadelphia at WrestleMania. We pondered who Rhea Ripley would choose to face, and this past Monday night, Rhea Ripley seemed to make it very clear as she stood eye to eye, pointing down the women's champion in the center of the universe, Tiffany Stratton. That, of course, leaves the Women's World Championship wide open for WrestleMania, and we found out on Raw that an Elimination Chamber matchup would take place featuring Raw and SmackDown superstars to determine the #1 contender for the Women's World title. Qualifying matches begin this Monday. Natalya one-on-one with the upstart in Lyra Valkyria. Also coming up this Monday night on Raw, rivals in Liv Morgan and Jade Cargill will meet once again in a high-stakes Elimination Chamber qualifying matchup. Roxanne Perez, one half of the new Women's Tag Team Champions, will once again run into another member of the Kabuki Warriors. Io Sky, Roxanne Perez, they go one-on-one next Thursday night on SmackDown. All roads lead to Sunday night, February the 9th, inside the Elimination Chamber, where Raw and SmackDown superstars will compete to challenge for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. And all eyes are on the new Women's World Champion herself, Raquel Rodriguez.
And from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, the WWE Women's World Champion, Raquel Rodriguez.
2 weeks ago, on the first SmackDown of 2025, Raquel Rodriguez becoming a two-time Women's World Champion as she kept down her old rival in the prodigy Roxanne Perez. Perez has obviously been extremely busy. We saw her at the top of the hour, and she'll be back in action next week against Io Sky, but Raquel Rodriguez holding SmackDown's richest prize for the women's division, the Women's World title, which will be defended in Philadelphia in March at WrestleMania. Who will Raquel Rodriguez defend that championship against, of course, remains to be seen inside the Elimination Chamber on Sunday night, the 9th of February. Right now, Raquel Rodriguez back in action for the first time since New Year's Revolution, one-on-one with Dakota Kai, who has not seen action here on SmackDown in quite some time. You know, Dakota Kai was a player in her day in NXT, and over the last few years on the main roster has dealt with nagging injuries, in and out of action, and really struggled to gain momentum. From what we understand, Dakota Kai's been cleared for action for quite some time. When she was unselected for the Women's Royal Rumble matchup, it seemingly has lit a fire under Dakota Kai. Not participating in the Rumble this past Sunday. New Raquel Rodriguez would be back in action tonight on SmackDown, and from what we understand, it was Dakota Kai who called out the Women's World Champion for this matchup tonight. These two women know each other quite well. They had plenty of encounters in NXT, were side by side in NXT back in some day. Now they meet again here on SmackDown. Dakota Kai just looking to build some momentum for herself here on Thursday nights. Obviously going to be easier said than done when she is in there with one of the best on SmackDown in all of 2024, and somebody who is already off to the races in the new year, that being the Women's World Champion, Raquel Rodriguez. Elimination Chamber qualifying matches begin this Monday night on Raw. Natalya one-on-one with Lyra Valkyria. Liv Morgan one-on-one with Jade Cargill. Next Thursday night, Io Sky and Roxanne Perez. The road to WrestleMania is certainly going to be an exciting one as we approach the Elimination Chamber coming up next month. Right now, Dakota Kai, as we mentioned, just looking to build some momentum for herself, kick down the door of opportunity here on SmackDown, and an upset over the Women's World Champion certainly could do so. Dakota Kai, somebody who's really dealt with similar things that Bayley did, who was drafted to Monday Night Raw last spring and has really felt a career resurgence ever since then. Multiple years was spent here in the WWE with nagging injuries, in and out of action, unable to gain that momentum that we talked about. We saw Bayley resurface on Raw last year and challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. She's challenged for the Tag Team title. She was in the Royal Rumble this past Sunday. Dakota Kai, almost similar story here on SmackDown, looking to find her way again. Right now she's got Raquel Rodriguez down and out, but there's Raquel, long limbs, able to muscle Dakota down to the canvas nearly. Took away the victory. Raquel Rodriguez back has been up against the wall time and time again. We have seen her shine and thrive inside matches like War Games and of course the Women's World Title contest 2 weeks ago at New Year's Revolution. And now Raquel looking to kickstart her road to WrestleMania with a victory tonight, hoping to defend that title on the grandest stage of them all against the winner of the Elimination Chamber in a couple of weeks' time. And Raquel starting to get rolling here. Catch her if you can. Dakota Kai in trouble. Kai into the corner. Not where you want to be. With a looming Women's World Champion. Here comes Raquel. Into the cover. Off the corkscrew. Oh, this one's not over yet. That maneuver has put away so many talents here on SmackDown, but Dakota Kai digging deep, trying to find a new path here on Thursday nights. Might be easier said than done. Raquel is feeling sharp. Tahana bomb. The Women's World Champion back in action, looking better than ever. It's a victory for Raquel Rodriguez.
Here is your winner, Raquel Rodriguez.
We got to give credit where credit's due. Dakota Kai giving the Women's World Champion a fight tonight, and hopefully she can start to get back in action more frequently here on SmackDown. But the story here is the new Women's World Champion, Raquel Rodriguez. Back. Whoa, wait a minute! Wait a minute, that's Nia Jax! Nia, who returned this past Sunday at the Royal Rumble, ambushing Raquel Rodriguez. Nia, former women's champion in her own right. We saw her resurface for the first time in years here in WWE at the number 30 spot in the Rumble this past Sunday. And now is here on SmackDown, making a beeline for Raquel Rodriguez. Oh, this is not good. Raquel. Look out below! Nia Jax coming to annihilate the Women's World Champion! Oh my goodness! There is a new enemy on the scene, and her name is Nia Jax! Raquel may be in trouble! Well, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta move forward, because coming up next here on SmackDown, we will determine the #1 contender for Drew McIntyre's World Championship, elimination style. Who's going to the chamber? We find out next. The road to WrestleMania is full of unexpected twists and turns. And just mere weeks before the grandest stage of them all, we make a pit stop in the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, as your Saturday Night Obsession is back. February 22nd, live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the superstars of Raw and SmackDown are out to make one final statement before the showcase of the Immortals at Saturday night's main event. Don't miss what promises to be an unpredictable night, live from Chi-Town on the 22nd of February. Your Saturday Night Obsession is back! This past Sunday night in New York City, the festivities began at the Royal Rumble with an ever-exciting WWE Tag Team Championship matchup as the #1 contenders Axiom and Nathan Frazier took on Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio of the Latino World Order. This was not the first time Axiom ran into the LWO and clearly learned their lessons from the first time around. Nathan Frazier and Axiom exploding onto the scene. Fireworks were to be had, and in the closing moments of the matchup, securing the WWE Tag Team title. It was an awesome night for Nathan Frazier and Axiom this past Sunday at the Rumble, but next Thursday, they run it back. It is a Royal Rumble rematch between Axiom and the LWO, and the WWE Tag Team Championship will be on the line. Also coming up next Thursday, all eyes point towards the United States Championship and main event Jey Uso, but only one of these men can secure that opportunity. Trick and Mello gonna be across the ring from each other once again. Grayson Waller, the X Factor. It's a triple threat matchup to determine the #1 contender. And we gotta take you back to SmackDown's main event this past Sunday night in New York City at the Royal Rumble. The very emotionally charged last man standing bout between Drew McIntyre and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the World Heavyweight Championship. Rhodes coming into this matchup nowhere near 100% after weeks of ambushes and onslaughts by Drew McIntyre. This matchup certainly was not for the weak in heart. Cody Rhodes did his damnedest to survive everything the Scottish Warrior threw at him, but in the closing moments of this matchup, blood was spewed on both sides of the ring, a very disturbing scene as Cody Rhodes could barely even walk out of Madison Square Garden, and Drew McIntyre would secure the World Heavyweight title. Well, as you can see on your screen, Drew McIntyre pile-driven Cody Rhodes right through the announce table in the closing moments. We have learned that Rhodes has suffered a neck sprain and will be out 6 to 8 weeks, possibly missing WrestleMania, thanks to the actions of that man, the new World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre. We wish Cody Rhodes a speedy recovery, and unfortunately, Drew McIntyre once again sits atop the SmackDown Kingdom with the championship gold. McIntyre, however, will defend that championship on the 9th of February, but who will be his opponent?
The following contest is an elimination match. Making his way to the ring from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the greatest of all time,
John Cena coming up short in the final moments of the Royal Rumble matchup this past Sunday in Madison Square Garden. The chase for his 17th World Championship is still on. Will the franchise be able to secure #1 contendership and outlast 3 other All-Stars trying to do so? An opportunity to meet the world champion on the 9th of February at the Elimination Chamber hangs in the balance. Don't go anywhere. Your SmackDown main event is live from Denver. Up next. It's been called the grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the Immortals. And on Saturday, March 8th and Sunday, March 9th, the biggest events of the year will arrive. Live from Lincoln Financial Field in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Thursday Night SmackDown will walk down the aisle for a chance to live forever. In these hallowed halls, whose name will be written into the annals of history? Who will stand and deliver? Who will perform their greatest symphonies yet? who will stand on top of the world's biggest stage as a champion? We find out on Saturday night, March 8th, and Sunday night, March 9th, as Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the 2025 WrestleMania! We are 51 days away for the grandest stage of them all, live from Lincoln Financial Field, WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, the host to that man, the Ring General Gunther's first appearance in the main event as World Heavyweight Champion last year, where he retained the title over Drew McIntyre, of all people. Gunther is 2-0 at WrestleMania, and he is looking to get back to the dance this year in Philadelphia, and he's looking to walk in as the World Heavyweight Champion once again. Gunther eliminated from the Royal Rumble by an attitude adjustment from the franchise John Cena. Their paths once again crossed in the midst of this four corners matchup. Gunther and Cena, bad blood written all over that situation. Cena, Sheamus, Gunther, and the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton, set for his first match on SmackDown since the month of October.
And from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 275 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Well, you saw Randy Orton earlier tonight ambushed in the backstage area by one Austin Theory, hence the kinesio tape over the left shoulder of the Viper. Orton was brought to the trainer's room, evaluated, said he was good to go, but Randy Orton said he might have been feeling a little bit of a stinger in that shoulder. A little precaution as Randy Orton walks down the aisle here on SmackDown for the first time since the month of October. You know, the Royal Rumble matchup this past Sunday, Orton's first matchup entirely since Hell in a Cell with Cody Rhodes back at Bad Blood several months ago. Randy Orton taken out by Austin Theory back on Halloween night. Clearly a situation that is yet to meet resolve. But Orton cannot be focused on the young man from A-Town. An opportunity to once again challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, something that Randy Orton has been chasing for damn near 2 years here on SmackDown, once again presents itself. Not only the obstacle of the three other All-Stars that stand in the Viper's way, but now with a weakened left shoulder, how will Randy Orton survive this four corners elimination matchup? High stakes, high reward, and one of the biggest SmackDown main events in recent memory. Former world champions, legends of this industry, the franchise John Cena, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, the Ring General Gunther, and the Viper Randy Orton. The bell has sounded. Who will meet McIntyre on the 9th of February in Toronto? No disqualifications, no countouts in this matchup. Pinfall or submission, the only way to be eliminated. And notice Gunther going right after the man who cost him the Royal Rumble on Sunday night. Gunther was hoping that the Rumble was going to be his golden ticket back to the promised land, hoping to win back the World Championship that he lost back at SummerSlam in August to Cody Rhodes. Gunther and Drew McIntyre, two classic bouts before, first at Survivor Series in 2023, then of course in the main event of WrestleMania Saturday last year. Gunther hoping he can meet Drew McIntyre once more in Toronto with the Elimination Chamber. Certainly going to be easier said than done when he was in there. With Randy Orton, John Cena, and the man he is entangled at the moment, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Well, that's a whole nother interesting situation. Sheamus, who has been alongside Drew McIntyre, best of friends, fighting the same battles for months here on SmackDown. I'm sure they'd have no problem waging war against each other, or is Sheamus just in this matchup to make sure that one of these other three men isn't opposing McIntyre at the Elimination Chamber? I'm sure Sheamus would not hesitate to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Drew McIntyre contractually would be forced to oblige. Nonetheless, don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. The Celtic Warrior's going to win this matchup first before he can even think about what a matchup with Drew McIntyre would insist. Meanwhile, John Cena and Randy Orton, how many classic battles have those two men had throughout the years? They're going at it on the outside of the ring. Randy Orton obviously can't be feeling 100%. But through his ambush with the steel chair, followed up with a DDT on the concrete floor by Austin Theory earlier tonight in the backstage area here at the Ball Arena. Developing story between Theory and Orton. Theory striking before Randy can even have the chance. Looks like Randy Orton is looking to fuel that anger. Bring some hardware into the ring himself. By any means necessary to become the #1 contender. All four of these men certainly guilty of some dirty actions throughout their careers. If you think tonight is where they're going to slow down, you got another thing coming. John Cena and Gunther, that ever-developing story here on SmackDown. Gunther laying out Cena a few weeks ago with a powerbomb in the ring, another one outside of the ground. Good thing Kaiser sent to the announce table with an attitude adjustment by John just a few weeks ago as well. John Cena and Gunther have yet to meet one-on-one. They once again entangled themselves in a multi-man matchup, looking to tear each other apart. Certainly now that they stand in each other's way of holding the World Heavyweight Championship. For a while, Randy Orton dropping Sheamus. Massive neck breaker that time, and Gunther, speaking of necks, would have just sent John Cena's in half off that lariat. Referee Chad Patton certainly has his hands full covering the action in this four-corner elimination matchup live here in the Mile High City of Denver. Jam-packed here in the Ball Arena tonight, as everyone waits in anticipation to see who will challenge Drew McIntyre first for the World Heavyweight title. Had to believe Cody Rhodes would have been waiting in the wind to get another opportunity at the championship he lost at the Royal Rumble. As we found out moments ago, Cody Rhodes' neck sprain, certainly after that pile driver through the announce table, but add that on top of weeks of ambushes by McIntyre, Cody going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. And may just miss WrestleMania thanks to the actions of the Scottish Warrior. Unfortunately, Cody Rhodes unable to be here at SmackDown due to that injury, but opportunity arises for the other superstars nonetheless. The show must go on as Gunther sending Cena for a ride, just as Sheamus is doing so to a weakened Randy Orton, who remember has got the kinesio tape over the left shoulder. And Sheamus into the cover. Looking to eliminate the Viper here. Orton kicks out. Randy Orton surviving another moment here in your SmackDown main event. But Sheamus looks to be the predator in this situation against the Apex. But Randy Orton, who looked to be going for an RKO, got caught. Wiping out the Viper inside of the ring. All the while, Gunther's taking care of Cena on the outskirts. Oh no, Randy Orton on the shoulders, now into the grasp. Randy Orton getting sent for an amusement park ride by the Great White. Feet on the ropes and everything, but Randy Orton again able to survive. Orton trying to get fired up here. The action inside of the ring being covered as an elimination can occur at any time. Gunther laying out Cena, looked to be trying to pick the scraps, takes care of Sheamus off the drop kick. Randy Orton able to survive off some massive offense by Sheamus, but here's Gunther coming in to pick the bones. Power bomb on Orton. There he goes. Randy Orton coming into this matchup a weakened individual thanks to the attack by Austin Theory earlier tonight. Add that on top of the beatdown by Sheamus and a powerbomb by Gunther. Unfortunately, Orton's opportunity to become #1 contender lives to fight another day. But just like that, our four corners matchup becomes 3. Sheamus, Gunther, John Cena. One of these men meets Drew McIntyre in Toronto next month. Sheamus planting Gunther on top of that chair. It's truly any man's ball game as an opportunity to meet Drew McIntyre for the big gold belt hangs in the balance, something that all 3 of these men daydream at night thinking about. Celtic Warrior Sheamus, of course, was involved in the Royal Rumble this past Sunday, was eliminated by a rival, and the man Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, had to be therapeutic for the Czar in the midst of the Rumble match. Gunther and John Cena were so close to greatness on Sunday night. So close to winning the Rumble, only to be turned away by one another. Cena off the top, but it knocks Sheamus out for good. Not just yet. We shall say Cena turned away Gunther in the Royal Rumble match. Cena down to the final two, as you saw earlier tonight, eliminated by the inevitable winner. That being Ilya Dragunov, who we still wait his WrestleMania decision before we go off the air from Denver. Right now, the opportunity and the center focus is on what is to come on Sunday night, February the 9th, at the Elimination Chamber. Will it be Sheamus? Will it be Cena? Will it be Gunther, who's just allowing these two men to beat the hell out of each other right now while he waits inside, or I should say on the outside of the ring. Looking on here is Cena. Attitude adjustment to the Great White. The Celtic Warrior is gone. And just like that, we are down to two. Cena, Gunther, one-on-one in the midst of this elimination matchup. One more decision, and we'll have a number one contender. These two men who have been at odds with each other since the month of October, here on SmackDown, clash again with a World Championship match hanging between them. Gunther eliminates Orton. Cena eliminates Sheamus. Who's going to get that last and oh so important elimination to move on to Toronto? Certainly been a hard-hitting, chaotic four-corner matchup. No countouts, no disqualifications, as the actions of these four individuals have shown us. And now we are down to two. Cena eliminated Gunther this past Sunday. Will he do so again? See the fatigue of this matchup starting to set in as Cena just collapses off a collision with the turnbuckles. And the ring general looking to pick his spot, not overcommit against a 16-time world champion who's oh so desperate for number 17. Gunther, who wants number 2. Oh no! Power bomb to Cena! Good night! Not just yet! Cena kicks out! The matchup rolls forward! John Cena survives the powerbomb, the maneuver that Gunther laid out Cena with, not once but twice, just a few weeks ago here on SmackDown. John Cena not looking for another heartbreaking defeat. You remember he challenged Cody Rhodes back in Survivor Series, a Match of the Year candidate that he came up short in. He came up short in the Royal Rumble. Cena does not want to feel that oh so unsatisfactory loss once again here in Denver. John Cena looking to survive, looking to push through the pain and punishment that the ring general has bestowed upon him. Able to survive the powerbomb, look to be lining up for attitude adjustment that time, but Gunther chops him down to size. Both figuratively and literally, the ring general swiping John Cena out. And now Cena, just when you think he's down, wait a minute, there's a counter! Just when you think he's down, time and time again, he's found a way to rise. Will tonight be the same story? Cena going outside the ring, could be looking to use the rules to his advantage. Grasping at that steel chair. Looking for an equalizer, but Gunther not going to allow it. Once again, chopping the breath out of the lungs of Cena. And now Gunther looking to stack up John for a second powerbomb. The ring general is on his way to reignite an age-old rivalry against Drew McIntyre. A hellacious four-corner main event. No countouts, no disqualifications, 3 decisions were needed, and one man is left standing, the ring general, Gunther.
Here is your winner, Gunther.
Oh, how history can repeat itself. McIntyre, the World Heavyweight Champion, looking across the ring from a #1 contender in Gunther. Just as it was at Survivor Series 2023, just as it was in WrestleMania Saturday 2024, it's what it will be at the Elimination Chamber in 2025. McIntyre Gunther reignite their rivalry for the big gold belt. Hold on. We're not done tonight. The new World Heavyweight Champion is on the scene. Heinous actions against Cody Rhodes on Sunday, but got exactly what he wanted in the championship belt that is around his waist. Wait a minute. McIntyre, don't turn around. You're not gonna like the view. The man dragon, Ilya Dragunov, is on the scene. The 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match winner coming to get him some of a man he has been at odds with since the month of July. Dragunov time and time again has been out for retribution against a man who pummeled him, who embarrassed him back in London, England at Money in the Bank months and months ago. A torpedo Moscow to Drew McIntyre. Well, Gunther has left through the audience here in the Ball Arena. Dragunov's clearing off the announce table. The World Heavyweight Champion is once again met with the thorn in his side, known as the Tsar. The brawl has ensued, just as it was 7 nights ago here on SmackDown between these rivals. Ilya Dragunov might have picked his spot a little bit unwisely, going after McIntyre. But the World Heavyweight Champion seems to be primed for a fight. Oh, well, so is the Royal Rumble match winner. Ilya Dragunov wants to get him some and rip Drew McIntyre to absolute blithering shreds. Dragunov has been waiting to get his hands on McIntyre. We thought we were going to see these two men go one-on-one last week. It led to a double countout and yet another brawl ensuing. McIntyre hoisted on the announce table. The Royal Rumble match winner, hot on his tail. Down goes Drew. With no words being said, I think Ilya Dragunov has made it crystal clear who he wants to meet in Philadelphia. If Drew McIntyre is the World Heavyweight Champion, or maybe it'll be the Ring General Gunther. One way or another, Dragunov will meet the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania.
Time.